Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. The Super Week in the LCS has so many different storylines, so many different topics, teams, and players to talk about. But in this video today, I want to talk about my favorite LCS player of all time and still my current favorite LCS player to this day. We are going to be talking about none other than Team Liquid Bjergsen, who has been obviously a player who has been very much so praised and kind of built up over his entire career in the LCS, but he's also a guy who has faced a lot of criticism, especially later on in his career, and especially as of late as he has tried to return from his one-year hiatus, his one-year retirement. But damn, this weekend went pretty good, so we're going to be talking about that. But first, a word from today's sponsor, which is, of course, Prize Picks. This is daily fantasy made easy. It's an awesome website and app that you can get in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store today. You pick your over-under on player props to win up to 10 times the cash, big payouts, 24/7 live support, and fast and secure withdrawals. Here are some of the picks I'm looking at for tomorrow. I am looking at Doggo and Canyon. I'm taking Canyon over 4 kills in the first 2 maps against Gen G. And Doggo, he's a player that we talk about a lot on this channel. He's a player I really like a lot. But I'm taking the under 6 kills in the first 2 maps against Top Esports. If you guys want to make some picks of your own, definitely check out the first link in the description below to get signed up with Prize Picks. They're actually going to match your first deposit up to $100, which is a really awesome offer. And if you guys go, check them out, play some games, support them, it helps support me so much. I would appreciate that a ton. With that being said, let's get right into this. So, why we are talking about Bjergsen today, and the exciting news, the exciting update, the exciting storyline for him is the fact there's a couple things going on. One, he went deathless this weekend. That is crazy. Obviously, we know in the first game, Team Liquid had a perfect game. I think it was against Immortals. Yes, Team Liquid had a perfect game against Immortals, where Bjergsen went 1-0-7. Obviously, he was not like the star of this show or anything. Hansama and Core JJ had a very nasty game with Hansama going 5-0 on Lucian. Really, I think the star of this one was Whippo, though, going 7-0 on the Olaf. This was just a really nice performance. You can see his counterpart Revenge going 0-5-0. But yes, it was 16-0 in kills, it was 9-0 in towers, Barons, Dragons, Inhibitors, everything. Perfect game for Team Liquid, perfect way to start off the season. I think this was like a 25-minute victory or something like that. So obviously everyone on Team Liquid started out deathless. Next game against Dignitas. Obviously, Dignitas still not the biggest or best competition in the world. Bjergsen, another game where he didn't have to do a whole lot, but he also didn't make any mistakes. 2-0-7 on the Azir. He had a couple instances of him making some good plays. He also ended up with the most CS in this whole game, which is, of course, a good sign. But once again, Hansama, 4-0-4, doing very well. Core JJ, another great game. And Team Liquid, not a perfect game in this one. They gave up 1 tower. They gave up 2 kills. They gave up 2 dragons, but pretty damn close to a perfect game there. This was a really good way for TL to start the season. Now, yes, TL is supposed to beat Immortals. TL is supposed to beat Team Dignitas, but the ways in which they're beating them, fast, quick, easily, in a meta where this is supposed to be the durability patch. Games are supposed to be a little tougher. Games are supposed to drag out a little bit longer. Games are a little slower. Team Liquid is playing fast. They're playing aggressive. They're playing loose, and they're making a ton of plays. And not only are they making plays, usually, going for plays is high risk, high reward. No, the first 2 games of the season were like no risk, all reward for Team Liquid. Again, 2 games into the season, they have 2 total deaths on their team. Bjergsen with another deathless game, and then finally Cloud9. Yes, this was Cloud9 with King and Destiny in the bot lane. Yes, you can say it's their backups. Yes, you can say it's their academy bot lane or whatever. But Destiny is a guy who is just starting in the LCS last split. So I don't really think it's fair to call him an academy support. And then you have King, who, yes, he is probably an academy level player at this point in his career, but this is a guy who's gone to Worlds before. He's done decently in the Worlds play-ins. And this is a guy who at one point was one of the most highly sought after academy players in LCS. Teams looking at, buying him out from Cloud9 Academy. Now, that was a couple years ago at this point, but still, King is a capable player, and still, Bjergsen would be going up against his arch rival, his arch nemesis in Jensen, and they still have Blabber. They still have Fudge. This was, supposed to be a game that Team Liquid was supposed to win, but, Cloud9 might put up a little bit of a fight, and in this game, Bjergsen had really, I don't think this is a stretch to say this, one of his best LCS regular season games of his career. 10 kills, 10-0 on the LeBlanc, a statement game against Cloud9, a long-term rival of Bjergsen, against Jensen, a long-term rival of Bjergsen as well, and against another top team in the LCS. Yes, they are not a full team yet. Yes, when Team Liquid plays against them, when they actually have Berserker and Sven, this will be a much more hype game. It'll be a much more complete picture of what is exactly going on, but Bjergsen took an assassin on the durability patch when assassins are supposed to be weaker, but actually assassins are more important now. Now that every champion doesn't assassinate, Leona can't assassinate you anymore. Nautilus can't assassinate you anymore. This is something that used to happen on these old patches, and now everyone's a little tankier. Now it takes a little cleaner play. Assassins are in some ways more important, in some ways more valuable. Good assassin play really stands out from bad assassin play now because it takes a little something extra. It takes a clean play to actually pull off kills. And that's exactly what Bjergsen did. Again, a 10-0 LeBlanc game for him, completing the Deathless weekend. And yes, this was a little bit of a longer game, but it's not like Cloud9 put up a crazy fight. This was still 16-4 in kills. It was still 8-3 in towers. This was Team Liquid's longest game of the season so far. But still, the fact that Bjergsen went deathless, the fact that he got 13 kills and 18 assists, 31 total kill participation in 3 games, and this was 3 games that ended very, very early. These were not even long, dragged out games. This is a ton of kills and a ton of assists, especially per minute. I know somebody said in the comment section down here, they said, yeah, the fact that he's averaging a kill and assist every 2 minutes and 36 seconds is just insane. And yes, that's very crazy because you got to think, minions don't spawn, minions aren't even getting to lane till 135, 140, something like that. So that's like 2 whole minutes almost every single game that you're losing, and the fact that he's still keeping up a kill and assist like that is crazy, and this is so awesome to see for so many different reasons. One, I really think this shows that Bjergsen is getting more comfortable. He's ramping back up. Yes, he took that year off. Yes, Spring Split was a lot about him, kind of getting his feet underneath him again. Yes, Team Liquid was good, but they ended up faltering out in the playoffs. He got to feel the sting of losing, but he also got to feel the excitement, the rush of playing in front of the crowd. And now the crowd's back in the LCS studio. Bjergsen, for sure, a player that rises up in those big moments, a guy who rises up in front of the crowd. He's always had good playoffs. He's always had good, performances like that. I think that's a good thing for him. It's also a good thing for Team Liquid. Again, I think this is this is the best team on paper in the LCS. This is the LCS, and maybe even the West. Obviously, G2 is very good. Fnatic could be good, but Team Liquid is one of the West's best chances this year at Worlds to do something, to pull off some big upsets, to make some kind of cool run. And obviously, Bjergsen being at his best is definitely going to help that out. And I still think Bjergsen can get better throughout the rest of the summer split into the summer playoffs. But seeing that he's starting out this good is a very, very good sign. Now, yes, of course, we'll have to see how Team Liquid performs against 100 Thieves, who they're actually playing this weekend. We'll have to see how they perform against Evil Geniuses, who it looks like they play in 2 or 3 weeks from now, July 17th. These will be big, important games. And then it's really going to be key how Team Liquid closes out the regular season and how they play into the playoffs. The early beginning of regular season is going to be forgotten, but these are very, very good signs. Another great sign about this whole thing is Bjergsen is still insanely popular. He is still insanely hype. He's still insanely exciting. And if he's playing good, if he's playing well, that's going to get more people tuning in. That's going to get more people hyped up. That is going to get more people excited. I don't want to overreact too much to just a couple games into the season, especially regular season best of ones where anything can happen. But man, Team Liquid is looking really good and really clean right now. Bjergsen looking really good, really clean right now. Really, I think better right now than at any point that he looked in the spring split, which is super exciting. And maybe this could be the start of an MVP campaign for Bjergsen in the summer split. Maybe this could be the start of a title run for Team Liquid. And maybe this could be the start of, Team Liquid going to Worlds and hopefully doing something special, which would be awesome to see as a North American fan and as a Bjergsen fan. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Let me drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Bjergsen and Team Liquid right now. Are you impressed with them? Do you think they just beat some bad teams and that's what they should do, so you don't really care? I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys on the next one. But until then, peace.